I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. You a friend of the more than you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I speak about the prophet over Drew Ali. Who was the first to remind you and bind you back? See no rock on the mountains, Mississippi and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black. Prove it was straight back. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. But here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European on the day. And looking at women, buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Have now, but they got a love for yours. Whole generation takes the pills, weed, and serve. Yeah, they love no yachty, sushi, Gucci, Colab, Amigo, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now, sight, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. You super scholars holler. This era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you working in a twerker. You know it sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock the flares. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I see it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for show. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast mistakes. I want my town, my shirt, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your race. If you ain't the Moorish world, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish world, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember, be more. I'll be that more you gon' remember, that time. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember, hello. I'll be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. Man. Ah, man, welcome back to another edition of Morse World TV, family. This is heavy information here, family. I need everybody to thumbs up. I mean, I need everybody to be thumbs up, and you know, this is why you should. This is why you should. I'm sorry, I had to grab a little bite to eat too. This is why you should support real media coming from our people, because these type of stories would not even be known about. You know, when you look at the NFAC and you look at all that has transpired since they came into the media in February, you know what I'm saying? Nobody covered the other side of the spectrum like me. Nobody. I don't think anybody covered the other side of the spectrum like me. And I'm going to continue to cover it. I was going to stop. I'm going to continue to cover it. Because as you can see, now that Trump is presumably out of office, you don't see the angry Viking making another channel. You don't see, you see Grandmaster Jay, he's still struggling. You know, unfortunately, I think Delta intentions were good, but just fell for the okie doke. And
And if it be true, with the sister is giving us about his mental state, that compounds the fact that there is no militia. There is none. It's a dream. That doesn't mean that it can't be one. But at this point, there is none. And so, with that being said, family, again, we got our sister Celia fit in the building. And again, family, if you haven't seen the first half, this is the second half. Um, and this is the second half of the first half of the interview where we was getting our technology in order and all that, but it's about to get heated in here. Thank you, Mammy. Um, uh, it's about to get busy. It's about to get hot in here. Now, I will let you know, Celia, that Delta has been on my phone on and on and on and on since this interview has been going on. And I've already said to him, brother, you can respond. I'm not going to do a back and forth so this can turn into a soap opera, though. I'm just not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whether
I gotta send the last one.
yeah, whether one feels that this is
Hold on one second.
whether one feels that this is a soap opera or not, but in fact, it's really not. It's a testament to the extreme erratic behavior that exists in our community and the impulsiveness that exists in our community. You know, it's like we just got to do better. We just got to do better. I do feel, and I still feel that Delta was broken heart over Grandmaster Jay, and I think we're going to get into that too. I feel he was broken heart. I mean, but it is compounded when a person has mental issues, if that be the case. So now, back to
Atlanta.
Sister Celia Fit in Atlanta. So, by the way of what? Florida or by the way of Texas, did you go to Atlanta?
I went to Atlanta from Texas. So this is what happened. This is how I ended up in Atlanta. Um, a friend of mine that I've known for about 7 or 8 years, he had contacted me through my social media. Now, I cleaned up my social media a lot right now, but if you followed me before, I had a lot of the guns and all that stuff, like all the militia stuff that was on my social media, and at that time I was posting a lot of Grandmaster Jay videos. This was towards the end, right before the announcement came. So anyway, I got a DM from my friend, and he said at first he was telling me how proud he was of me, and then he said basically by seeing my Instagram that he knew what I was involved in, and he said, "Hey, do you mind if I call you?" And I said, "Okay." So he calls me and he tells me, "Look, basically, I know that you're in the militia. And I know that you're trying to get involved with the NFAC, and I just want you to be careful." And I said, "Careful about what?" And he said, "I just want you to be careful because I know your personality, and I just want you to do your research on what you're involved in." And that kind of reminded me of what my parents were saying, but then he got even deeper. He said, "Well, it's a gentleman that I know from Atlanta that tried to recruit me to the NFAC." I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, he knew what I did, and I was telling him that basically I didn't want to get involved, but I was all about supporting the black people and the black race. But he didn't want to get involved because he's seen a lot of mistakes that they had made. And I said, "Really? What do you mean?" He said, "Did you watch the video from Kentucky?" And of course, I watched it. That's when I was obsessed with Delta, so I watched every video. And he said, "Okay, well, did you see how basically it was a kill box?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, well, from the actual formation, and he was talking about the building and how many windows and how, how people didn't know how many snipers were everywhere. And he said that basically they were unprepared. And he said, another thing he said, I'm saying this for a reason. Another thing he said that everybody had different ammo. And I said, well, why does that matter? And he said, well, could you imagine getting in a gunfight and running out of ammo, and you can't grab your friend or your partner's back as far as the ammo because they don't have the same that you have. And I said, true. And then he said, well, another problem that I had with it, the situation was how everybody was standing in one formation. I mean, in one stance. And he said, aren't your parents from the military? And I said, yeah. And it was crazy because my father had told me the same thing. He said, why are they all standing in one line? And so the last thing he said was, and another thing that it was in gangland. He said, well, could you imagine somebody coming with a Draco in 10 seconds? How many people could they knock out? Now, the only reason I'm saying that was he never told me who he was talking about. All he was telling me was that he knew a guy from Atlanta that was trying to recruit him to this. So I said, okay. Well, if you remember back when, right after Delta had got the downstream from GMJ, he had basically said that Georgia base and S base were merging. He was saying that Drew and him were both the leaders now, or the generals now, that they were both together, and Georgia base and S base basically won. So about 2 days after him saying that, a lot of us started following Drew and following his lives, and that's what Drew was doing, funny glasses and all the midnights, all that stuff. You remember that? Mm-hmm. So 2 days after my friend had called me, I'm on Drew's live, and Drew starts to tell the same exact story. And so I said, what the fuck? How ironic is that? That's not now you see the message that I sent you, if you can find it. It's a lot of them. But I DM'd Drew and I said, hey, we have a friend in common. And I said, it's crazy because he never said your name, but by piecing together what both of y'all said, I put it together. And I said, he's very high up, so I won't say any names, but we have the same friend. So he says, cool. So then, the very next day, he gets back on live, and Phil jumps on the live. Now, Phil is somebody that I had heard about through Delta's chat shit as well, and I all heard that he was like a big time shooter. And for me, like, I like guns, I like to shoot, so that was intriguing to me when he jumped on there. He was showing all his shit, and so I told Drew, I said, hey, I'm gonna come down there and talk to you, because talk to him in person about the friend that we knew. Well, I missed a step. The day before that, my friend called me back and he said, hey, again, I don't want to be involved with it, but one thing I think I need is group economics. And so he sends me a video about group economics, and then he goes to tell me, he says, hey, he said two things. First, he said that I will only do it either between you or somebody that had never been to Kentucky, because he said that everybody that had was terrorist tag, had a T tag on them. And he said, if y'all can come up with $300,000, and I actually misunderstood him. I thought he said 2 or 3 million, which is in the text that I sent you. He said, if y'all can come up with $300,000 cash, I can legally get you back 2 or 3 million, which is what I thought I heard. And he has a law firm here, and his friend has a notary firm here, and he basically he trades diamonds and gold overseas. He goes like to Dubai and all these other places. He's also a retired Fed. This is the person that I've been saying that I've known way before I even knew about this militia shit, for 7 years. And so when he told me that, I was like, oh shit. And especially him saying that he knew who Drew was. So after I was on the live with Drew, I finally asked my friend, I said, hey, is the gentleman's name Drew? He freaks out and makes me FaceTime him and do like all around the room. And I'm like, damn, what's going on? And he's like, I just want to make sure that you're by yourself. But he said, yeah, his name was Drew. And I said, okay. So that's when I was really excited about going to Atlanta to talk to him about that, because a lot of the things that we were talking about building as far as the camp and stuff in Florida, what we needed money, we needed funding for it. We were talking about building camps and all this stuff in Florida, so we needed money. So when I hear 2 or 3 million, and I'm thinking that we're all as one, or we're all moving as a unit, you can do a lot with that, especially when it's legalized money. We don't have to worry about nothing. I'm thinking that this is going to be a step in the right direction. And then he also said that it only took 7 days, and we would get a standby credit, like a piece of paper, and then we would take it to the bank, and that's how we would deposit the money into our account. So I'm thinking this shit is all great. So when I tell Drew that I'm coming to Atlanta and I'm coming to train, that's when Phil hops on the line and he says that he wants to come down and train too.
Now,
So
who is all these people again? Let me stop you for a second.
Phil and Drew.
Who is Phil?
Phil is the one with the dreads with the picture I sent you. That's Phil.
Okay, let me see if I can pull him up.
Wait, let me see the other one. Hold on.
We gotta see who Phil is.
Yeah, I know Phil.
Get me in trouble. I'm already in trouble. Dude, I'm already in trouble. What I'm gonna do? I'm already
right here. I'll just send it to you right now.
Ain't no trouble
Sis
in
in the
truth.
background say, "Ain't no trouble in truth."
Ain't no trouble in truth.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to go back and figure this out real quick. So you said
the one I just sent you. That's Phil.
Okay, let me see.
And that's the original picture that all the beef started about.
Okay, I see. I see right here. All right, that's Brother Phil. All right. Brother Phil, cool peoples, right?
Yeah.
Brother Phil, cool peoples.
Huh?
Brother Phil ain't cool peoples.
You must didn't see it. You have to tell ones.
Let me see. Take that out real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, you said that. Okay, there go Brother Phil right there. So Brother Phil ain't cool peoples.
We'll get to that.
Oh,
I didn't send you other receipts.
So that's Brother Phil. I'm in trouble.
That's Phil.
I'm in trouble. Mama. So okay, now so we got Brother Phil, and then we got you said what's the other person name?
Drew.
Drew. Now who's Drew? Oh, she done froze up. She froze up. Uh-oh. 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 Since you freeze it up.
You see me?
I can see you now. So yeah, but you froze up a little bit. So what we trying to figure out is who is Drew?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Drew was the other general from Georgia base.
But he was a part of NFAC.
Yes. Do you remember how they always talked about the big three? The other guy on the okay. Do you remember the picture when Grandmaster Jay was groping Delta?
Yeah, absolutely. He was groping them.
Right.
He wasn't groping them. He was. They were buddies.
Right. That boy. So the other.
She said grope. No, a grope is like a grope. Come on, a grope. All right, let me stop.
So the other guy in the video, the other guy in the picture, that's Drew.
Okay, so Drew the one that stood back like, nah, you ain't gonna grope me.
Yeah, but he was still the same one that was carrying his vest and doing all that shit that Delta was talking about. I seen videos of that shit. Kind of creepy. But anyway. Okay, so listen. So
this the gift that keep on giving. This is crazy. I mean, like I'm a bona fide certified guy. You know what I mean? Certain things I ain't doing. I ain't carrying your vest. I ain't carrying your bullets. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't carrying your boots. And you definitely ain't groping me. Go ahead, sis. My bad. You definitely ain't groping me. You grope me if you want. Okay. That be the last grope you get.
Okay.
Go ahead, sis.
Okay, so everybody knew that we were going to Atlanta. Me and Phil. It was all in the group chat. It was also on the other private chat that we all had. So everybody knew that what was going on. So I was contacting my friend, and initially he told me that he would be in Atlanta in a week. So that's when I told Drew. I said, "Well, I'm gonna come up there in a week." We had planned it out, and then Phil said that he would meet me there, and we was gonna train. And then Drew said that it was a gun show we was gonna go to. So on the way to Atlanta, my friend ended up calling me and told me that he was going to be 3 days late. So I said, okay, well, I'm just going to go to Atlanta. I'm going to talk to Drew about the meeting with him, and then I told Drew, I said, well, after me and you meet, and I'm gonna wait for him to fly in, and then I'll get the details from him and then write it down or have him call you. So on the way to Atlanta, I was initially gonna stop and get a hotel. So I called Phil because we and him were meeting each other. I called Phil and I told him, I said, hey, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop because by the time I get there, I'm not gonna be able to get a room because of the check-in time. So Phil tells me, he says, oh no, don't worry about it. My cousin lives in Atlanta. He has a place there and we can stay there because he's not there. And I said, cool. So I drive to Atlanta. I end up getting to Atlanta, I think about 4 a.m. And when I get there, I sleep upstairs, Phil sleeps downstairs. The next morning is when we take that picture, the one you just showed.
Right.
So whenever I post that picture online, and this is actually before I ever met Delta in person. It was just an internet connection. When I post that picture, Delta loses his shit. He does the same shit he was doing now. He starts outing me on social media. He outs me in the chat. He removes me. First, he promoted me to captain like a week before that. Then he removes me. He goes.
Hold up, sis. You was the captain?
It's in your text message. I'm
Captain Celia. I didn't read them yet.
Oh,
I'm gonna put them up in a minute. I ain't read them. I'm gonna show them. I ain't gonna read. This is organic interview. This is new to me. I'm talking to the captain.
And this, and that's.
I'm just playing.
He sends it through the DM and says, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're now lady captain, and tag who you want in it." And I'm like, oh,
this guy stop.
And then 3 days later,
did you feel like a captain? Hold on. Let's pause. Let's stop right there. Did you really feel like a captain, though? Come on, Celia. Did you know? Did you feel like a captain?
And Captain Crunch. Shit.
But it's all in fun. It's good that we awoke, though, because good goodness. I hope you ain't proud. You had some stripes and all that, being some captain. Do captains get stripes? But anyway, go ahead, sis.
Yeah, stripes in the pawn shop.
Man. Woo.
Shit.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so anyway, so after I post that picture is when Delta goes crazy for the first time. He's going all this crazy shit on social media. So then we end up going to meet Drew, and after Delta went crazy, everything kind of went to him. My phone started ringing, Phil's phone started ringing, and then we go meet Drew. Drew's phone started ringing, and initially it was just supposed to be me and Drew meeting that day. It wasn't supposed to be everybody else. So whenever but because of what happened with Delta, we all kind of had an emergency meeting. So whenever we pulled up, it was me, Phil, Drew, his girl, and like his security dude or something. I don't know. Somebody. So we get there, and the first thing I really want to talk about is, I'm my friend, and how we can get this money. Like, this is fucking crazy. We can get this shit in like 6 days. Like, what the fuck? So everybody's phone's going off because Delta's mad. So in the midst of that, I end up scooting over and I show a picture of my friend to Drew. And immediately, mind you, this whole time, this is the reason why I'm driving to Georgia. This is the reason why we're having a meeting, period. The whole reason was because you knew my friend, and now I know that we can get some legal money. and you said that you knew him. You've been saying that you knew him for over a week. I confirmed with him that he knows you. I asked him was your name Drew. He said yes. So when I showed him the picture of this man who was 6'5", big old black dude, can't miss him, can't forget him, y'all said the exact same thing. Drew looks like this. He starts stuttering. Well, a lot of people, always say that they know me, but I don't really know if they know me. Are you sure he didn't change his social media?
So hold up. What are we getting to with this guy? Who is this guy that
This guy,
everybody's stuttering?
my friend, the guy that called me that told me that he was trying to get recruited from Drew. Okay. I mean, Drew was trying to recruit him. I'm sorry.
Okay, got you.
And he's also the person I've told you that I've known before any of this militia shit, but he's also a retired federal agent. But now what he does...
Whoa.
What you mean, whoa? That's the whole reason why this is so important.
Yeah, hold up. I was trying to find out the point, and I'm looking at the chat, and people in the chat like, yeah, she knows something. So it's a retired federal agent?
Yes. Retired federal agent is my friend that I've known for 7 years. And like, okay, Don, the picture.
But he shows up at the militia. Y'all don't go together, but y'all see y'all go together?
No. He called me because he saw my social media Instagram.
Oh.
And he told me the story about a guy from Atlanta that he knew that was trying to recruit him to the NFAC. And he said the reason why he told him that he didn't want to get involved with it, even though he was all for the people, was because of the ammo, the battery pack.
Okay. So I'm bringing it together now. I'm a little bit slow. So the guy that was standing next to Grandmaster Jay basically reached out to recruit a retired federal agent to be a part of his Atlanta militia, but the retired federal agent lives in Texas, right?
No, he lives in Atlanta.
He lives in Atlanta. Okay.
He travels.
Now let me ask you this. Do you know how do the guy, what his name, Richard, what's his name? Phil. Who is Phil? Phil, the one that stands beside Grandmaster Jay.
No, Phil. Okay, well, he was at the steps. The one with the dreads. He was security for him in Kentucky. But Phil is the one that had all the guns that jumped on Drew's live. Phil is the one that
so Drew is trying to recruit the agent.
Right.
Okay, so now how does Drew know the retired federal agent?
That is the question of the year, my friend. That's the question of the year, my friend.
We did it. I need to get some sound effects. We did it. Because I was sitting there trying to figure all this thing out. I'm like, hold up, where we going with this? Now,
thank you.
I told everybody, we in trouble. Y'all ever see what's happening when D say, Roger, you in trouble. I'm going to tell mama. That's what it is. So now, the whole time that you are part of this coming together, did you ever figure out how Drew knew who? How did he know the retired federal agent? Because once you're a federal agent for life.
Yeah, yes. That's that I'm getting to. That's the whole crazy.
All right, come on, sis. We with you now.
Okay. So that day at the table when I showed him the picture of him and he reacted like that, at first it fucked with me, but like I said, that's when me and Delta were supposedly added due to the picture of me and Phil, so I was really kind of distracted. So he told us to follow him, me and Phil, to follow him to this property. He's like, I want to show y'all, the property that we got out here and show y'all what we got going on and, show you all the future plans. And he ended up bringing us to this lady's property. So he's like, so as soon as we got there, he says, I just got off the phone with Delta. I'm just really trying to stay neutral in the situation. I didn't even tell him that you and Phil stayed together last night. And I was like, why does that even matter? And he said, well, I don't know, I'm just not trying to be bothered with it, but I'm just going to take you over here and I want you to see what you think. I want you to meet some people. And I said, okay. So me and Phil go over there and we end up meeting a lady and a couple other people and we end up talking, mingling a little bit. So the next day we go back. They invite us back. We're supposed to go get fitted for bulletproof vests and to do some shooting. And then the day after that was when we were supposed to go to the gun range. So the second day that we get there, Drew ends up leaving a little early. So now it's just me, the lady, Phil, and two other people. I'm not going to get into that detail. We're having a really deep conversation. The location that we was at was supposed to be private, and the conversation that we was having was supposed to be extremely private. It was about the regime. It was about a lot of shit that was going on. So as we're smoking, Drew's already gone though. So as we're sitting there smoking, all of a sudden I hear a click. And when I hear the click, I look and I see a flashlight like this, but it's inside of Phil's jacket. So mind you, me and Phil came together. Everybody else is just there on the property, and everybody is strapped up, Charlie, just like we is. So the first thing I think is, what the fuck, you about to get us shot? Like, it's very obvious what you're doing. But I thought maybe that I was tripping a little bit, so I walked over there to Phil, in front of Phil, and I was looking, and I seen what it was, so I tried to stand in front of it. Well, I thought the lady had peeped what was going on, so I tried to walk off like I didn't have nothing to do with it. But all she was trying to do was pass the blunt. So as she passed the blunt, we end up finishing it. Me and Phil get in the car, and before we leave, I turn on the light and I say, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing? Are you trying to get us killed?" And Phil says, "What the? Wait, I don't know what you're talking about." And I said, "Why the fuck are you recording on your phone?" And he said, "Huh? You seen me?" And I said, "Yeah, I saw you." He said, "Did anybody else see me?" I said, "I don't know, but I saw you." Mind you, me and Phil had been together for 3 days. So by me being in the car, because I'm a very observant person, I already seen his phone code. So the first thing I did was I snatched his phone and I deleted the recording out of his phone. Then I told him, I
Hold up,
said,
sis. Hold up, sis. So let me say again. So Phil is the retired agent.
no, oh God.
Phil, what's the retired agent name? I gotta write this down.
The retired federal agent is the guy that was talking about turning the money into $3 million. And the end
So
of
Phil,
what? Phil is the
Phil's
guy.
the one in the picture.
Yes, Phil's the picture.
But why is Phil recording?
That I'm getting. Hey man, it's getting juicy.
Look, Morse World TV audience and friends and family. We used to have to walk to school. We ain't even get the little bus. We got to listen slow. We used to walk to school.
Okay.
We want to make sure we get it right.
Okay, so Phil was the one in the picture. Now make sure you check your phone, the last picture, because that's very important. The one I just sent you, the one with the tennis playing.
Okay.
Okay, so I snatched Phil's phone and I delete the recording, and then I turn on the light and I say, "Yo, I want you to look at me." And I said, "I want to know why the fuck you was recording, especially what we was talking about. I need to see your reaction." This motherfucker tells me, excuse my language, tells me, "Oh, well, we was smoking and it was a real deep conversation, one of the realest ones I've ever been involved in, and I wanted to make sure that I remembered it, so I recorded it so I can hear it again." Okay. Now, what does that look like? I think you should blow that up. I think you need to blow that one up.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, let me.
So
in fact, let me do it like this. Keep talking.
What does that look like to you? So I tell him, I said, "Hey, you got two options. Either you can call Drew, or you can call the lady. I'm gonna call her G, or you can call G, and tell them that you was recording and tell them the reason why. Because I don't know if they really saw you or not, but I don't want to be involved in no shit like that, because the property that we came from, they really with the shit. So, and I'm associated with you." He said, "Oh, okay." So when he goes into the store, I told him that I wanted to smoke another blunt. He goes into the store and I delete the location that we were at because the lady had told me that they already had a problem with somebody leaking their address. So the very next morning, I asked Phil if he talked to Drew. He tells me no. So I say, okay, well, I'm gonna text the lady. So I text her and I said, hey, do you mind if I give Phil your number, which is one of the messages I sent you? And she said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, after the gun show, we'll be over there. And she said, okay. So we go to the gun show.
Let me stop you 1 second. I got the picture up. It's fully. I blew it up and everything. Who is this person that we're looking at?
I'm like 2 seconds from there.
You about to get it? Okay, that's good.
Give me a second, babe. Okay, so when I asked him if he had called her, and he said no. So I ended up calling her myself, and I told her that Phil was recording and that we had a security breach. It was a very important conversation, what was going on. So I said, you know that me and Delta, everybody knows that me and Delta aren't talking. If Delta and Drew are the leaders, you need to tell Drew so he can tell Delta. Because this is a way security breach of what's going on. She says, okay. So the very next day, Phil tells me that he has an important meeting. He's first asked me, have I ever played tennis? And I said, no. Oh, I said, yeah, but it's not my thing. And then he said, okay, well, I got a meeting tomorrow. We got to be there at 2:00, playing tennis with a friend of mine. And I said, oh, okay, well, I'll just work out while you do your thing. I don't play tennis. So we went to the other property again that day to get fitted for our vest. The whole time he was so adamant about being to this meeting on time. Even you didn't even ask the lady. He was so adamant we had to leave. So when we get there, I asked him, I said, well, who are we meeting? He said, oh, a friend of mine I know from Instagram. And I said, well, how long have we known him? And Phil tells me, about a year. I'm thinking they're actually friends. So when we pull up to the meeting, that's who's there. That's who he's meeting. Now pull that picture back up. Mind you, this is 2 days after Phil was recording at the property. After we told Drew to tell Delta, he never even fucking told him. What does that look like? Anybody with 2 eyeballs can see. You see his gut? He ain't no tennis player. Look at his haircut. Look at his glasses. You see Phil back there? That's Phil.
Wow.
So now I have a big problem because now this shit is starting to look a little weird to me. So the kicker to this, so mind you, I've never met this white man. I don't know him. So now I got to see him in a red truck. So mind you, I'm in the car with Phil. So Phil is driving. So I can't just leave. So I'm in the corner and I got my little weighted vest that I used to work out in. Now I'm thinking a lot of times when I wear it, people tend to stare at me like I'm a little crazy. Well, it was a red truck that was parked across from where we was at. And I thought he was just staring at me. So about a minute and a half go by and I'm looking deeper. I'm looking closer at him. He's recording me. So when I see him recording me, I pull my phone out. When I pull my phone out to take a picture of him, he skirts up. I got his license plate though. That's the red truck that I sent you. So why the fuck is it why is it a red truck sitting across from where we're at with you meeting with this goddamn that one, there we go. And with you meeting with this goddamn police and he's recording me. So now I'm freaking out. So what does that look like? Both of them, they don't make no sense. So at this point, I'm thinking that Delta already knows about Phil recording. I'm thinking that this message has already got back to him. So when I realized that, Drew does a live, like probably 3 hours after that, Drew does a live and Phil hops on it. Because after that, I cut ghosts. He made me nervous. So Drew does a live and I see that Phil hops on the live. So I text Drew and I'm like, yo, well, you need to unfollow him. Like, I thought y'all already discussed that something was going on with him. And Drew says, what are you talking about? Then I send him the picture that y'all just posted. I send him the picture and I get no response. So then I called Kitty. I called Kitty and Wolf, and that's when I realized that Delta never even knew about the original recording. So I called G, the lady, and I say, "Hey, did you call Drew and tell him about the record about field recording?" She said, "Yeah." She said when I talked to him, he said that the reason that he didn't say anything. No, she told me that she said I asked him why you didn't tell Delta. You know the reason that I told you was because her Delta and Celia weren't talking, and you needed to tell Delta because that was the only way that he was going to get the message. He said, "I thought that we would handle it in house." What the fuck does in house mean? If both of y'all are the generals and we have a security breach, why didn't you tell him about it? So that was the whole red flag for me, and that's when I finally I blocked Drew because it was too much that was going on. And then even after the whole time before I got there, he was supportive of me and me being going on down there with Delta. After I showed him the picture of Kevin, my friend, after I showed him my picture, that's when he started getting into weird shit, like showing me videos of him and his the video that he made for his mom, and telling me, "Oh, Delta don't care about you like I do." And the night before that, he did a live and was saying, "Oh, well, if anybody wants to do fitness, y'all need to fuck with Miss Celia Fitness. If you don't, y'all aren't my friends." So the next day, this when Drew starts telling me, "Oh, Delta don't care about you like I do," and if and then he was trying to get me to stay in Atlanta instead of going to Georgia. This is where you need to be. This is where you're more valued. If you don't want to stay here because the property isn't ready, I can put you up until the property is ready. Talking about put me up in an apartment, but that only came after I showed him the picture of Kevin. So even when I finally told Delta about it, he was talking about some sugar daddy shit. I said, no, it's the timing. Why after he figured out that I knew that they were connected, that he wants me to stay in Atlanta. So I won't say anything to you. You're not catching what's going on. That makes no sense. And then it was even more awkward that the last formation in what was it, New Orleans, how did Phil and Drew both end up there again together? They keep being around each other and they keep meeting with weird ass people. He can't even explain that. I can't hear you.
My bad. My thing is, I feel that Grandmaster Jay is very cognizant of this. I feel that Grandmaster Jay is instrumental in all this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that no feds just jump up and join NFAC and have pivotal positions, especially in Atlanta. Atlanta is a key point for our people right now. You know what I'm saying? I just don't believe that. I don't believe they just popped up. I believe that Grandmaster Jay is fully aware of it. But let me ask you a question. The whole time that you were involved in this, did you feel that it was probably an operation going on?
The only time I really felt it was when I was around them two. Honestly, like it was just weird energy. Like for me, even if you want to know Militia, like I never been around no street nigga period that's recording stuff, And then the questions that he was asking me, like he was so inquisitive, talking about Phil. Like when me and him were together for those 3 days, he was so inquisitive and even telling me stuff that like about the Kentucky shit that I had no business even knowing. But he was asking me so many personal questions, like about Delta, about everybody that was in the regime. He didn't realize I didn't even know everybody like that. But he was kept fishing for information. And then for me, I just can't get over the recording, like that the recording and you meeting with that damn cop. I don't care what nobody say. Anybody with two eyeballs can see what that is. And then right before I was leaving, right before we were both leaving, the cop gonna ask me, when are you going back to Texas? How do you know that I'm even from Texas? I don't know you. Why are y'all talking about me? I said, I'm from Missouri. I'm not from Texas. I'm from Missouri. I took so many pictures of them. Like as soon as I got there, I knew what that was. I didn't feel comfortable. That's why I blocked them.
Somebody asked, who made the picture of them playing tennis? That's like a picture out of a movie that a detective would make. That doesn't even make sense. No, it looked like
What?
sis was
The picture you took of the tennis game.
Oh, I got more. You want to see another one?
So let me ask you a question. Do you think at any moment that Delta was aware of the gravity of the possibility that there was feds or investigation going on?
He would say it on his live. He would all, but see, what he would do the same shit like me and you. He would block. Like I didn't know that him and Drew weren't following each other. He unfollowed him so Drew couldn't see what he was saying. But he would always talk about how do you know these federal friends? Who are these federal friends? Who was watching us? He was always shooting the slugs in the lives. But the whole time, I never knew that Drew wasn't following him.
Right. So, but Drew is a lieutenant or somebody of significance in NFAC.
He was, I guess. He was.
Oh, okay. I got you. So now, let me. What month was this in Atlanta?
What month? I
Well,
would
don't
say
worry.
5.
Okay, so is this the same time in Atlanta that Delta was telling us about that they had some drama when somebody had got hit up or something? Or
No, that was before I knew him. I think that was in Kentucky. The stuff at Wendy's or something. That
oh
was
yeah. Okay. So what was going on in Atlanta at this time? Just so we can understand.
when with that situation.
Yeah.
I wasn't around. I can't talk about. I don't know.
No, not that. I said what was going What was going on in Atlanta with the story you telling me about? Why were y'all in Atlanta to begin with?
I came to Atlanta to talk to Drew about about what.
Oh, okay. There wasn't no no march or wasn't nothing like that. You
No,
just
no,
came
no,
to meet with Drew.
no. Yeah, I was just going there to talk to him about the meeting, and it was all about the group economics and me and him talking about my friend the
Okay.
friend that we had in common.
And at the time, Delta was in Florida.
Delta was in Florida, and this whole time I thought that Delta was aware of this whole meeting. Whenever me and Delta ended up meeting for the first time in Florida, he told me that he wasn't aware of any of it. He said Drew never.
But you and Delta had already been communicating though, right?
We were communicating, but then once I posted that picture of me and Phil, Delta went ham like he's going right now.
Right. Okay, I
So
got
he got mad and we stopped talking for over a week and a half. But during that week and a half was already when the meeting was supposed to be going on. So that's why I had to communicate through everybody else.
So how did you and Delta rekindle after that?
How do we rekindle after that? We
Yeah.
really, honestly, we really didn't rekindle as far as an apology by no means. But that was when Kitty and Wolf had called him and basically was explaining to him all that I was actually trying to do. Like he wasn't he says he wasn't aware of the meeting. He says he wasn't aware of me trying to come down there and do all the compound and the nonprofit organization, all that shit. He claims that he wasn't aware of any of it, which is, but me and him were texting about it, so I don't even know if he has amnesia, but that's what. Hold on, that's what it was.
Wow. So then what was your next move? After Atlanta, then what happened?
After Atlanta was when I ended up going to Florida, because originally I wasn't supposed to go back to Florida. But then that's when they the whole rekindling came about and they had that long conversation with him. I went back to Texas. I was supposed to go from Atlanta to Texas, and I ended up. I mean, if I was supposed to go to Atlanta to Florida, but I ended up going back to Texas because me and Delta weren't communicating. But once we made back up, then I ended up like a week later was when I drove to Florida.
So now you get into Florida, and now what's next?
I get it. I already told you what happened when we first got to Florida. That's when we moved in with. Well, we were supposed to go underground with Kitty and Wolf. Now, the last ending of how we really got into it towards like how this whole blow up came about was, like I told you, when the lady had called me. Then a lot of people from a couple of the guys from the regime was posting my fitness videos. And I guess Delta felt some kind of way after you had, after you was talking, about him being a good trainer and all this stuff. And then like the next 3 days, I kept getting clients, and Delta was kind of feeling, a little insecure. I could tell by the comments that he was making. So when like four or five of the guys had posted my workout videos, Delta tells me that I look like I'm looking for a date online. I'm a thought. I'm a whore. I have no business being supported by other men unless they're going to support me like his lioness do. And I'm like, first of all, that's when the shit really kind of ended for me, because I'm taking care of everything. Everything that we do, from how we eat, from how we sleep, everything is being taken care of through me. And you're talking about you're getting upset for people supporting me and wanting to start me a business and start me a website, which is all the shit that I said that I wanted to do for you. You're getting upset about it. And then you're making comments saying that I'm a thought and I'm a whore because other people are posting my shit. I said, at this point, you're really starting to sound like a fucking hater. Then he goes into the elderly lady's DM. Mind you, she's 61. Delta cusses the elderly lady that he's talking about, that the one that called me was saying that she wanted to help me get my business.
Okay, got you.
The one that Delta slapped me for, her. So he gets in her DM and starts talking all kind of reckless shit to her. Then gets under her comments and starts commenting. She calls me and she says, I don't even understand what he's saying. All he does is ramble. It makes no sense. I need a cipher. All I see is a lot of hashtags like he's crazy. And I say, yes, ma'am, I know. Just don't worry about it. So after he messaged me about me, the whole thought situation, I told at that point, I said, you know what? At this point, I need to leave, because when I got there, like I said, I had the night scope, I had the other scope, I had $2,000 worth of 223s, I had $2,000 worth of 9mm. I had all the shit that I pawned every last single one of them things. I even had to pawn my Apple Watch, everything. So I'm fed up at this point. All you do is abuse me. You talk shit in public. You pulling guns. You going crazy. You making no sense. And so I tell him, I'm packing all my shit. And he says, are you about to leave? And I say, yeah, it is. It's just going to be what it's going to be. So then Delta comes out all looking all sad. Well, can you take me to my brother's house? And I said, well, yeah. So he calls his brother's supposedly out of town. So I tell him, I said, well, look, I need to get my $100 back from my deposit. So you need.
So at this time, you waking up. You like,
Yeah,
this is it.
Oh yeah, this is it. You didn't.
Hold on. Before you don't wake up too fast. Don't wake up too fast. What actually hit you? Can you reiterate what actually hit you to say, man, hold up. Nah, I'm that's it. Can you reiterate that? Because I think that people that watch this may find themselves in these situations. You know what I'm saying? I think it need to be expounded upon even more for them to be able to see that turning point. You know what I mean?
It was honestly the way that he was starting to, well, it's not starting, the way that he was treating me. And the more I would watch his interviews and the more that I would get messages and the more that I would actually peep to what was going on, I realized that I was wasting my time, that I was dealing with an individual that was a narcissist, that was an abuser, physically, mentally. I realized that where I was at was not where I thought I should be. And I really didn't realize it until after he went live and started trying to expose me. So Delta goes live after all this shit, and this is when it really hit me, because I was gone a little bit, but I really wasn't leaving until I heard what he was saying. And now I'm gonna get to that, because now it's just exposing who I truly am, who Sierra is, not who Celia is. That's why I said that message I sent you. When for me, I felt like I told you, he reminded me of my father. And I seen something in him that I think I seen what he wants to be in him, but that's not who he is. The facade that I saw from social media is not who he is. It's not the person that he is at all. And so when I finally decided to say fuck it, I told him that, hey, you need to leave. I need to get my deposit back. And when he went crazy and went on social media and started to out the only person for me that was so solid, that makes sure you eat, that makes sure you're straight, that takes care of everything, that's trying to be positive, uplifting. You sit here and talk about you want to be a liberation leader. You have an unk on your shit, which you so disrespectful to me. I'm a black woman. This doesn't make any sense. I'm a black woman. Why are you so disrespectful? You understand what I'm saying? Then he gets online and starts saying, oh, she was a prostitute. She was selling her body to and that's how we were living. She's a liar, she's a snake, she's a bitch, she's this, she's that, she's a no good. He started posting all this shit about me being freak Celia. And what I already told him is, I said, like at this point, now you're forcing my motherfucking hand, because I told you that I was gonna walk away and say nothing. I already posted way before I even met Delta my testimony of where I came from. I remember you asked me in the beginning where I came from. First of all, I was never a prostitute. I was a stripper for 10 years, and then I became an escort. Where I'm from, the level of escorts that are out here, it's not selling your body. It's not standing on the motherfucking corner. It's not making $100-something. It's not fucking. When you learn to master the manipulation of men, and you're out here with these businessmen, these people are paying you to go to auctions with them. These people, I'm not saying that I'm proud of, I'm telling you who I truly am. You understand what I'm saying? I came from that. I was traveling with people. I'm not saying that I've never done that, but that's not what I was doing. I was traveling with people. I was going to conferences with people, and these kind of situations. I'm talking about $10,000, $20,000. Those pictures that I sent you with all that money, those are sits that I'm making daily. So for him to even try to expose something like that, first of all, if that's what I was doing, it ain't no way in the fuck that we would be living in no goddamn car. You understand what I'm saying? I don't present myself. I had a hard time even dealing with where I came from. You understand that? That's why on my social media you don't see me being a sexual explicit person. I try to enlighten people. I try to inspire people, but I also know where I came from, where my background truly is. But that's not what I expose to people.
Let me ask you this. Sis. Uh, because that you were in such of a space and time before now where you had to be witty and you had to outsmart your clientele or whoever you was dealing with, whatever company you was in. How did you see yourself as like, how did I go for this? After
Well,
coming,
honestly,
because what you're telling me, right? Like you a ace, you a baller, you making it happen. You got to, I mean, whip your way up out of situations. Can't let nobody get the upper hand on you. What you're telling me, you know what I mean, with
right,
your old life. But
right.
then in this life right here, this game over here was raggedy.
It was very, but I feel like I got closer to him before I met him. It was something that I've never experienced before. But like I said, I was loyal to Delta before I ever met him. I didn't even know who Delta really was. I just knew who Delta Django was. I didn't know who he was, but I was already 10 toes down because I
Let
believed
me
in what
ask
he
you a
was doing.
question. Did you ever know his name?
Yes, I know his name.
Okay. Okay, good. Now, secondly, the reason why I asked that because I watched the Zion Lex video. If you're
Hold
not
on, hold on,
familiar
hold
with
on.
Zion Lex asked some
Damn.
sisters that was with Brother Polite, and it was heart touching to see the sisters be like, "Wow, I don't even know this guy name for real."
Wait, say it
So
again.
it's something else, something else. Don't worry about that. So what I was going to say is this: Who you said you knew Delta Django today? Who do you see as Delta? What do you see
I
from
see.
your experience? Let's go in a block of your experience. If you can categorize it, what do you see in Delta?
I see a man that is obviously hurt. He has some inner, I don't know if it's childhood issues. I don't know. Okay, do you remember that guy that called into your interview at the very end? He was basically saying how, for Delta to be in his 40s, how he's tried so many times and he keeps failing. He thought that Grandmaster Jay was the last hoorah, and it failed him and it just sent him into a spiral.
Right.
That was the first time I ever seen emotion in Delta, was that video. And he was trying to hide it from me, but that was the first, and so that's how I know that what that guy said was real. And so what I see in Delta is I see a person that is mentally ill. I'm not being sarcastic. That has some kind of self-hate. He hates himself, I guess, for falling for Grandmaster Jay so hard. I'm not talking about emotionally. I'm talking about the whole regime. I think he put everything in it and lost so much with it that he lost his mind. You understand? He does that. That's why when he does a lot of things, he doesn't make any sense, because in his mind, nothing makes sense. He doesn't understand. A lot of the people, like a lot of his street friends, when he first started following Grandmaster Jay, was basically down there telling him, well, what my parents was telling me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you serious? Are you following this clown? And for him to put his all in it, and he really did, to put his all in it and to be betrayed, he lost his motherfucking mind. He's not the same, but he has women issues. He is very disrespectful. You know, very disrespectful. To the point where it almost endangers you. Like, that was another thing that where I realized I had to leave. I said, you can't just make death threats to everybody that piss you off on social media. You can't just keep putting in your beam and your gun and my shit that's been mine on social media. You
He
understand?
pointed at me. I was looking at the camera like, don't you point that at me. Don't you? Nah. Hey, but listen, I don't worry about them type of things. That's right. I'll get you from 100 yards.
Right.
100 yards.
And then, like, another thing that's why I had posted all those I posted on my Instagram. I said, this is how you really make no sense. You go online and you're saying all these rants and raves, and I look at the text messages that you send me, and I'm like, if I'm all these things, why are you sending me rings? Why are you wanting to
But
marry?
listen,
Makes no sense.
listen, I no doubt to listen, but buddy, I gotta ask, buddy. When he threatened me, did y'all have gas money? Because he was gonna ride to Baltimore. He said we might hit the road in the morning. We gonna hit the road in the morning. That's right.
And I was an
Right there.
overdraft.
That there. Hold on. Let me do my doubt. That there. See, that there. We hit the road in the morning. See, that there. See, like that there. See, all honor on the road in the morning. That there. I say in the morning? What do you mean I gotta stay up to 18 hours
Yo, that's
to
the only
knock
time
your
he
brain
could
out?
call me videos. Hey, pull up his address right now. Pull it up. Yes, secretary, pull it up. Lighting. Nigga, what the fuck?
We be at the temple. See right there. See right there. See, said it. See, even said it. No. See right there. I'm just playing down the. Don't get on the road. Don't you get on that road. Save your gas money.
I don't know how you're gonna get on the road. You're gonna have to hitchhike.
Oh, this is a beauty. Hey, said we got to do this again. I'm liking this because I think. Listen, Celia.
Yes.
I think that you can offer a lot outside of this topic, other topics to assist our sisters that may have experienced some life experience that you have, and also you seem to be one who could be a real thriving entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, I've been in business for myself for the last 15 years. It's tough. I mean, I do property management, home improvement, things of that nature. It's tough. Trust me, it's tough because you got to depend on you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, nah, you go and punch a clock and your money there the next week. Nah, you got to move and shake. And I do all of this online, and I do, you know what I mean? I got a family and all that, but you got this go get it spirit. And you was just like throwing your go get it energy, flushing it down the toilet, unfortunately. But it ain't over till it's over. You know what I'm saying? And if I can, I know. Let me talk Delta real quick. Let me talk Delta. Brother Delta, listen. I actually think the sister got a credible story, brother. I think it's very credible. It's reasonable. It don't sound far-fetched. And I think we here at Morse World TV is going to help push her endeavor as a trainer, telling her story to help sisters. So, brother, don't hit the highway. All right? All right. I told Delta. I had to Delta out because I do believe that it ain't over, sis. You know what I'm saying? And just to see you, just to hear you speak, matter of factly, you're not talking crazy. You don't seem like you're seeking revenge, not to me. And I'm telling you, if anybody know me or if y'all can feel me, I'm rough around the edges. I'm rough. I have some experience in this thing called life. You know what I'm saying? And you come off to me not as a vindictive person. You don't come off to me as seeking revenge. It's just to me. I don't know.
I'm not.
Ask the audience. You just don't come off to me seeking revenge. You come off to me as one concerned about your life, articulating your experience of the life that you experience with this militia thing, but want something better in life. It just don't come off. It just doesn't come off to me. I'm sorry, Delta. I know what you've been saying, but it just don't come off to me like that. It just don't come off to me like that. And so it is what it is, sis. So let's go here real quick. When you went with Delta to visit the Europeans, Angry Viking.
Oh, let's get on that one, please. I got something to
When
say.
you went to visit the Europeans, I'm gonna ask you quite a few questions that I can only imagine what was taking
Is that
place.
him calling you?
Yeah, Delta, you're gonna have to wait, Delta. You're gonna have to wait, Delta. You have to wait, brother. I just gotta call it what it is. I mean, and I would tell Delta right on the phone, Delta, the sister sounds credible to me. I think if you would even respond, you're gonna make yourself look crazy. I that's just what I've been doing this for quite some while. You're gonna make yourself look crazy. Just let it go. I mean, but however, what happened with because let me say this, brother Delta be selling himself on this Militia, NFAR. See, we just came down here.
I didn't see the video. You did.
We came down here, just two of us, because we just wanted to check it out.
No, he said solo. He said solo.
Just solo, because we wanted to, see what it is. See, like that there. Like that. It's about solidarity, like that there. You see, all honor, solidarity. I just played Delta. Delta, I'm just playing. Delta gonna be mad at me, man. I don't want him mad at me, man. He just got over being mad at me. And now here we go again. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah. He was telling the truth about the 3%ers ended up contacting him first.
You see this? Let me say this. My brother, he's in Texas. He says she's very competent. Here is my deposit for whatever she teaches. Sign me up, Grand Sheik. That's a brother. He's been with me for a long time. He's been riding out with me, serving and collecting. Very, very good brother. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can get things going on. But come on with it. What you were saying, sis?
Okay, so he was telling the truth about them contacting him first. First, the 3%ers had contacted him, and then the Boogaloos had contacted him. When we went to he originally did that interview with him first, and that's when all the controversy came about, because what he was saying on there and then what he was saying on y'all stuff was two different things. Even when we got interviewed at the AV shit, it was things that that's another time when I started kind of questioning him, because it was certain things that he was saying. I was like, this is not what you said yesterday. But me being the secretary, I can't say anything. I just got to record it.
But you're not the captain no more, though?
Oh, no, I got demoted a long time ago. Wait till we post
Woo!
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna say I didn't say that. Yes, you did. But anyway, to me, the one thing that really kind of irritated me about that situation was when he kept saying that he went solo on there because, first of all, we didn't know what the fuck we was walking into. All I knew was that I was going to a Trump white racist rally. I knew that it was racist by the way that they was talking about Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, calling him a thug and dog. You remember that? So I already was feeling uncomfortable. But for me, I'm just a ride or die type of person. He right when he wrong to me. That's just how I was with Delta. Couldn't nobody tell me shit at the time. So when he riding out, fuck it, I guess I gotta go out with him. But that's what made me mad when he got on live and kept saying, I went there solo. I went to talk to my enemy every time. And then he cropped me out of every video when he posted it on his shit. He cropped me out. And I'm like, what the fuck? So
And you know what? I thought he was trying to protect your identity because I
no,
noticed that.
no. He's
And even when I could sense the uncomfortable part when the lady said, "Well, let me see. Oh, she got her little boots on." Or something like that. She got her fatigues on, and the camera hit you. I could sense his uncomfortability. You know the part I'm talking about? It was a lady on a cell phone. It was a lady with the cell phone talking to Delta, and you were standing outside the camera, and she was like, "Oh, she's so cute," and she turned the camera. I could sense Delta had a little problem with that. So what was that all about?
Hold on.
Well, I'm very comfortable with him, Lord. You know, he's all my friends, the family. You see,
The family. The family.
About that. This is our land, our nation.
Hold on.
The family. Delta. Come on, man. Come on, Delta. The family.
Point program. I'm going to send it to you. It's hilarious. You're going to love it. Do that. Make sure you do that, Will. Did you want to say a few words? You want to speak to the people? Please. We got beautiful women here who are patriotic. Like, let's show it. If you don't want to be on camera, you can mask up. Get an outfit in. I know. All right. Cover your face. I got to show your outfit. Okay. All right. You see that? You see that? Turn around. Okay.
Now here you come.
Okay. Fashion. Love it. I love it. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you something, Celia. I don't know who that lady was. Do you know her?
She was just a reporter from California.
Let me tell you something. The way that the feds work and the way that Cointelpro work, what they do is they act like they're interested in interviewing you so they can get your face, so they can get your whole facial features and all of that. Matter of fact, when I was I have a video up on my Facebook channel, and when they was having riots in here dealing with, I think it was the Breonna Taylor thing, it was a bunch of federal agents posing as regular people and posing as journalists. And what they do is they're like, hey, what do you think about this? So they can get your face and get your recognition. So, and she seemed very suspect. She seemed very, very suspect. And I thought it was odd. And the reason why I know this is because I'm in Baltimore. I'm actually in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually in the trenches. I've been in the trenches with the Freddie Gray riots. I've been in the trenches with the Breonna Taylor riots. I be in the trenches. I talk to a lot of people. I know people from the underground. And those type of people, you have to be very, very careful, because the first thing they do is they come on, come on. And when they do like that, when they forceful like that, she most likely was an agent too. Real talk. Because they really impose themselves so they can get you, and then they turn the footage in to wherever they go so they can put you in the database. But hey, it's water under the bridge now, whatever the case may be. You doing the right thing now, so it's all good. But with that being said, what was your total feeling about that?
About what?
That experience with the what you call Angry Viking them.
To be honest, I was kind of confused, because I'm not saying that all white people are our enemy, but for me, by watching, I understood that he was trying to be the bridge into, to whatever his psychosis was saying that day. I understand it a little bit. But for me, like, it was hard I felt a little uncomfortable because I saw the actual video and the way that they were discussing it. So that's truly how you feel. Now, I will admit that, okay, now, whenever we first got there, if you watch the very beginning of the first interview, they thought that we were trying to intrude their shit at first. They didn't know who we were. They said security over there. They were rushing over there, but it was just me and Delta. So once they figured out who he was, and they started interviewing him, you know, they were very respectable. I didn't feel threatened by any means, but I didn't feel comfortable because in the back of my mind, I know how y'all truly feel. So the only reason I'm here is because he's here. You understand? Like, whatever he say, go, fuck it. But I didn't understand why we were there. And then by the comments that he was making, it was like he was almost playing both sides. So for me, I was kind of confused. Like, remember when he got on the shit with you? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm like, but you sound crazy. Like you don't really make any sense. Like, it's hard. You know, it's hard to continue to believe in somebody when they steady not making sense. You know, and especially when we already got the stress on us, barely being able to sustain a roof over our head. Like, and then on top of that, you're not making any sense. Like, eventually, by each day that goes by, it's like you start to lose faith in it because we're not getting nowhere. All we're doing is getting backwards. We're losing, we're ponding, we're overdrafting, we're not eating. How the fuck you even forget that I don't eat meat? We getting down to $4 and $5. That's crazy. I ain't never lived like that. You understand? Never. I've never slept in my car before. I've never been that hard up for money. I've never had to borrow money like that from my fucking parents for a hotel. I wouldn't even do shit for my past in the hotel, the place that we were staying at. That's how fucked up it was.
And let me ask you, all of this time, what was Delta doing for money?
Who?
I mean, he didn't have a. I mean, like, what I'm saying is, he didn't have a a money plan, or like for instance, you know, here in Baltimore, right? I don't care who you are. You could be grimy, you could be whatever. They're gonna sell some socks. They're gonna go to the day labor. I'm telling you, they might even say, man, let me get a quarter, man. Or they might have a sign, man, we'll dance for beer. They'll do something. I mean, what was his plan for finance?
His plan on the finance was supposedly the foundation and the YouTube channel that we never got fucking started. I literally told him I know how to set all this shit up. I know how to do everything. All we need is a computer. That was supposed to be that's how we gonna start getting some money. And I thought the same shit too. It never got accomplished. He never did anything else. He never did nothing else for money. He couldn't train because he was so on social media. He had to be on social media.
But let me tell you, most people don't understand that this YouTube stuff is not easy. It's not easy that you just turn on a camera. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like many YouTubers, they've been around for quite some time. Unless you're going to deal with some nonsense, acting a coon or something like that, you know what I mean? It's tough. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, in between time, he didn't have any other alternative plan as he built his following. Did you know that his old following was with working out, that he had a serious following?
Yes, I told you I was obsessed with Delta. I did some of my research, I guess, not on his mental health. But
he had a real large following with his work, with his training.
He actually had more than that a little before he started with the NFAC. A lot of them kind of disappeared because of that shit. But he had like probably 10,000 more than he got right now. He was really big in fitness like before. Like now he looks malnourished. But when he was on top of his shit, he like everything that you said about him was real. Like his training shit was real. His following was big. A lot of people looked up to him. He changed a lot of people's lives through fitness. Like I'm not saying that everything about this motherfucker is bad, but the way you did me was fucked up.
Now you said the first time that he hit you. Was there a second time that he hit you?
Huh?
When you said that he hit you or something like that, you said that was the first time he hit you, but I don't think I heard a second time.
The second time wasn't the second time was when the day after I had pawned my night scope. and him and his brother were on the phone, and we were arguing because we had to pay for the goddamn room. We had to wait on his brother. So in the midst of us arguing, he's getting mad because of my credit card shit was fucked up, and he was mad that we had to use his brother. So in the midst of that, that's when he comes over there and he pushes me on the ground. He picks me up by my shirt. He throws me on the bed. And this whole time, his mama and his brother is on the phone. Then he gets mad at his mom because his mom, I don't know what his mom said, but all I heard from his side was, why are you taking it for somebody that you don't even fucking know? So I'm not the only person that was aware of the situation. You know, Delta just has issues. Like I said, I genuinely, I would be a liar if I sit here and tell you I still didn't care, I still didn't love him. I do, but you are not right, and you're not. I feel like anybody that can be that disrespectful and that mentally unstable and you know that erratic to not just a woman, to people in general. Like he went off on the people at the hotel, but that's here nor there. Anybody like that should not be in the stance of leading people, because you're misleading, you're lying, like you're telling lies online, you're disrespecting people online, you're not even trying to help or assist the situation, you're just becoming like a leech, you know. And it became, to me, when I got in, I really thought I was going to be a part of a real live militia. I thought I was going to be trained. I thought I was going to be around like-minded people. I thought we were all going to be like, you know, not superheroes, I'm being sarcastic, but we were all going to be doing something daily to get to the goal that we were trying to get to, not just paying for no goddamn hotel every day and barely eating. We wasn't doing shit.
So I had a couple more questions.
How you
One
laughing?
Huh? No, my brother Server Collector, he said, Grand Sheik, it's 1 a.m. out there. With all due respect, she gonna get you wrapped up, big bro. My wife, she sleep. This business. I said, this is important. I mean, she mad. She already mad. Hey,
Okay,
let me tell you this. No, look. You know how when you're young and your parents tell you, look, you need to go in the house. Be in the house at 9 o'clock. But you like, I'm gonna stay to 9:15. Before you know it's 10 o'clock, and you like, man, listen, I'm gonna get a beating anyway. I ain't even going in the house. I'm gonna stay out all night. I'm gonna get a beating anyway. I'm gonna be punished. So why go in the house now? Might as well finish
I'm gonna be punished too. Delta already threatened me. He gonna split my wig. He gonna when I see you, you already know what it is. I'm gonna get off on you. You know how you do.
I'm gonna get off for you like that there. Hey, now did you ever feel as though that you were in danger?
The only danger I really felt was kind of through social media. I mean, I felt like I know now Delta Silent, he probably would get off on me because he mad. You know, he can't handle stress. He can't handle the truth. Obviously, he can't. I don't know. He can't handle a lot of things. But I wouldn't. I felt like, to me, I felt like we were going to get in unnecessary trouble by him always going off on people on social media. I felt like either we were going to go to jail or die over a beef before we
That's
even
what I wanted to
the
ask.
bridge.
And you might listen. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. With his erratic behavior, how is it that he don't have a record? Because his behavior is erratic. It's terribly erratic. But don't touch that one.
You trying to get
that set it off. No, that said it all. Don't touch that one. But I'm just saying, with that type of impulsive, I guess you would call it, he's just impulsive. Like that's a gateway straight to those silver bracelets. That's a gateway right to.
I'm afraid that he don't like. That's where my fear came at, because that's how he was acting. Like one day when we was on live. And now, mind you, I really do have bad vision. I really can't see at night. It's not a myth. So we're driving. We're in Florida. We're driving. And I don't speed. I'm a slow driver. I'm not a speeder. I got all this shit in my motherfucking car. I don't want to get pulled over. I just don't speed. So we're driving down like this long, like dirt road or whatever, and somebody behind me is basically trying to get around me. So they're standing behind me, kind of fuck with me a little bit. Then Delta turns around and puts the beam on them. So of course, while he's doing that, now the car is fucking with us, like doing like this. So then Delta gets out the car, speed up, slow down, talking to me, speed up, slow down. And he gets out the car and he's leaning out the window, pow, one in the air. And I'm like, he's all this on live. Hey, you need to cock your gun. Hey, man, my shit's already cocked, but I'm not trying to do nothing for no reason. Like, this is all on live. Like, yeah, I'll get off on him. Like, and the whole time, I'm just the secretary, just smiling like, hey, we ain't together, but
let me tell you this. At least you had in Texas, do they got amusement parks there like Disney World and all that?
Delta Django.
Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, you went to the Django amusement park and had a good time. But let me ask you, would you get back with Delta if given the opportunity?
Say it one more time.
Would you get back with Delta involved in any capacity if given the opportunity?
No, I still love him, but I can't fuck with somebody that tries to tear me down as much as he did. Like, you're supposed to be trying. I'm not saying I need to be walked around like a flower, like a pedestal, but in reality, I really should. I'm not saying to the literal max, but you're too disrespectful to a woman. You don't apologize. You feel like it's okay to lie and to threaten and to yell and to be disrespectful and to do all this shit to a woman. I can't fuck with you because first of all, how I know he's sick. He sees nothing wrong with his actions.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Do you see any normalcy in the future? Maybe you find a brother that like to work out, the brother that has revolutionary tendencies, that's healthy, that doesn't mind going to work, coming home every day, feeding the dog, a little argument now and then, a little makeup, and doing it again the next day. Do you see any normalcy in that area?
I mean, I'm sure one day in the future, but like, I'm not really like Delta. Like it was Delta kind of really surprised me. Like, he really fucked me up. I want to say, yeah, he fucked me up mentally because I really sacrificed a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not just talking about finance. I sacrificed a lot, and I was willing to do whatever because I thought what I was doing was positive. But the whole time it was like a succubus. You understand? And like, it's just sick. Like,
let me add this. When I look at this Grandmaster Jay situation and the Delta situation, all that, it seemed like that. And I gotta say it like this: it seemed like that whole situation is in a vacuum. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole nother world going on around that situation, right? And it's like it's stuck in a vacuum. Like, this is the only world that's happening. When you look at Grandmaster Jay, he literally acts as if the whole world eyes is on him. But there's a whole section of the world that could care less about what you're doing. There's a section of our community that could care less about what you're doing. But he portrays it and presents it that because he got 20,000 views on YouTube, which 10,000 probably hate him, 10,000 probably just 5,000 probably just nosy, and then another 5 is probably in support of him. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at YouTube, those numbers are really small. But he really believes that the whole world is centered on this militia stuff. And so what I'm saying in the vacuum, and I see that with Delta too. You know what I mean? With all due respect, it seems like he's in the vacuum of a militia. Do you find yourself in that vacuum? Do you see any alternative?
Oh, absolutely. I found I was stuck. I was. Okay. Damn, I'm sorry, my friend. Can you repeat the question? My friend is still reading.
Oh, no. Do you find yourself in that vacuum? You know what I mean? Like, some people, like, okay, in the streets, say in the streets, if you got the sisters dealing in the streets with the say like in the area of the sex trade, they'll be stuck in that vacuum right there. You know what I'm saying? And they don't see the other world outside of that. You know what I'm saying? In the rap game, you got people in the rap game. That's all they see. This is their whole world. It's rap, rap, rap. They don't really see. They just go on tour. They make music. They mess with this one, mess with that one. I'm asking, do you see yourself in a vacuum, or are you able to see the bigger picture of the world?
No, I see the bigger picture now. My light is too bright, so I always say I see the bigger picture. I was fooled for a little bit, but I was really trying to help somebody out. So like I said, I'm gonna end it at this. We can do another one, but I truly pray that he gets some help.
Yeah, what I would like to do in the future, though, I would definitely like to talk about your experiences, right? I would like to talk about your experience that might can help some sisters, and then maybe even go on and wrap it up with some of your training. I need some little training in case he run up on me. You know what I mean?
Hey man, you gotta.
I got.
Let's see what I'm gonna do like him.
Yeah, I'm a little bit bulky. You know what I mean? I need to tone it up a little bit. That mean?
All right.
Yeah, so listen, I'm gonna try to get back with you maybe next week, right? And maybe we could set up a show to talk to some of these some of the situations, you know, to try to help some sisters. I think you could be very pivotal and help some sisters. And then maybe set up your YouTube channel, set up your IG or all that. If you need some help, all you got to do is text me. Set it up. I know your IG is set up, but I'm talking about let's set it up, and so we can put it in the comment section and all that. There you go. Grandmaster Jay. There you go. No, what I'm saying is I want to put it in the comment section of our next video, okay?
Okay.
And seriously, I'm not playing with you.
No, for real. That's actually something that I'm really interested in. You know, I feel like I can help a lot of people because it's a lot that I didn't cover about that situation. So I would love to do a segment about that because, like you said, I do feel like I can help a lot of people with that.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, but I'm gonna make another one because I want to, like I said, after this, I want to change from Celia Fit. That shit got to be dead with Delta.
All right, let's do it then. You got my information. Let's do it next week.
All right.
Set your YouTube up now, because I gotta send people to you. We got over. Watch this video. We got over 261 people in the chat. By time it's over, by time it's over, it's going to be thousands of people who have seen this, and we need to send that traffic to you, to your platforms for the positive things that you're about to attempt to do after being removed from the nonsense. You follow me?
Right.
So I salute you. I salute your friend in the background, your co-producer. That's your co-producer. I hear your co-producer. I salute you. Salute. I salute your co-producer in the background, because we all need friends that is going to be there for us when it appears that all the chips are down. And apparently you have one, and so you hold on to that.
Yeah, we're 15 years in, baby.
That's right. Hold on to that. You know what I mean? So salute. Peace and love, sis.
Peace.
So family, that was amazing. That was an amazing interview, man. Cryptonomics, stop. I hope y'all hit the like button, family, and hit the Cash App, FDFG Academy, Cash App, FDFG Academy, Cash App, Marcus Garvey. Hit your Cash App, FDFD Academy. Hit the Cash App, Marcus Garvey. Hit the Cash App, FDFD Academy. Hit the Cash App, FDFD Academy. Oh my goodness, man. This is crazy, man. Let me ask y'all, before y'all go, we got 253 people in the chat. Should I interview? Should Delta respond? Y'all know. Should Delta respond? Thank you, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. That's how the guy over there we talking about living honor said. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Somebody say yes. I got nose. Yeah, I'm on that nose side too, kind of though. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Y'all watch Living Honor. Y'all need to watch Living Honor. Thank you for the super chat. He be tan up. Hey, listen, y'all know what I want to do? Y'all want to do, hey, family, what y'all think? I think we should do a mock YouTube. I can't put my idea out there, but I think we should do a mock YouTube conscious community award. You know what I mean? I think Lennon Honor, he gonna get #1 for investigative reporting and comedy. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly. Shout out to Lennon Honor, man. He be on Jeff. We got not Grandmaster Jay. But now listen. Now, family, after all of this, do y'all believe that Grandmaster Jay is connected to these FBI agents retired that she talked about? Huh? Do y'all believe? What y'all think? Y'all still not believers. Y'all still not believers. 1, if you think he's an agent. 2, if you think he's just on an ego trip. Now, she already said the agents was there. You know what I mean? She already said the agents was there. Yeah. And that's the thing, family. When you research how these agents work, family, you are not supposed to connect the dots. You are not supposed to connect the dots. Jeff Stevens says he's tied in there somewhere. You're not supposed to connect the dots. If that was the case, there wouldn't be no need for no agents if you could figure it out. That's right. It's all control. She didn't say, I don't know what Big Bad Wolf was talking about. She didn't say the agents were in NFC. Yes, she did. They was trying to recruit a retired agent, and then one of them was recording. Hold up, Big Bad Wolf. Oh, yes, she did. Yeah, thank you, super chat. But anyway, family, tomorrow, family. Let me show you tomorrow, family. What y'all doing tomorrow? Y'all with me tomorrow? Uh-oh. Now, Delta, hold on, Delta.
It's Delta right here, man. What it is, man.
No. Uh-oh. Y'all hear that? Uh-oh. Y'all hear that one? So listen, family, tomorrow, I'm going to have a bona fide Muslim brother on here, and he says he's willing to take the hot seat. I'm going to ask him all of the intricate questions as it relates to following Orthodox Islam. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. Hold up. Let me bring him up. Family, you don't want to miss this. Anybody ever see my interviews just like today? You're going to see, hold up. Where is it? Let me see. Oh, where you go? Okay. Anybody see my interviews? You know what I mean? You already know what it is. Let me see if that's it. Y'all see that right there? I'm going to have this brother on the show tomorrow. And he's going to allow me to put him on the hot seat to answer all of the questions. He's going to allow me to put him on the hot seat. I'm going to ask him all the questions about sisters dressing up, covering up, all the customs of Islam. I'm talking about whether we consider them to be weird, whether we consider them to be outside of the comforts of being an American citizen or living in America, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask him a bunch of questions. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ask him a bunch of questions. He's gonna allow me to ask him all sorts of questions. And I'm gonna tell you my question because I am familiar with some of the customary practices of Islam. I am gonna ask some real deep questions, family. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the customary practices of Islam, the Moorish American do not subscribe to. And so, Brother Bashir, he will be on here tomorrow. And I'm telling you, I'm not holding back nothing. I'm talking about why do you say God willing before you take a poop type questions. I'm gonna ask you everything. I'm gonna ask you everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Why is it when questions like this? Why is it when a sister come on her menstrual, why must she cover up? But the moment that she reaches menopause, she don't have to cover up. We're going to ask him, do he subscribe to that one? Because that's an Islamic trait. You see what I'm saying? Is there devils in the bathroom? You follow me? They say there's jinns in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So in some instances of Islam from the East, practiced by the Arabs and a lot of our brothers here, they believe that there's jinns or devils in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So he said he's gonna allow me to ask him all the questions. So it's gonna be nice. Somebody said we want the Django. It's gonna be nice, family. It's gonna be nice tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's gonna be serious. I gotta think about this Django thing because everybody said no. So I'm gonna let it rest tonight. And we'll be back in effect tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. He used to be on Sinetta TV. I mean, they aren't clean during that time. They don't use toilet paper. I can't laugh tomorrow. I can't, because I don't want the brother to think that I'm making a mockery of him. I just want some real answers of some of the practices of Islam. I mean, I just want some of the real answers, for real. You know what I mean? That's right. Why? You know what I mean? So it can come out. Now we gonna get with Delta. I'm gonna call Delta tomorrow. I'm gonna let this rest tonight. They did a lot to bring Afro-Americans out of spookism, but a lot of our people go right back to it. But you can't say that the Nation of Islam brought our people out of spookism. If the Nation of Islam believe in a big-head scientist creating the European out of playing with some magnets, that's a little spooky too. You know what I mean? Grafting a European. Come on. The story of Yaqub ain't all on level. Come on, pioneer, be fair. That Yaqub story ain't all on level. The big head scientist. Come on. Let's keep it a buck. That ain't all on level. You gotta stop that. If you're gonna be fair to pioneer, be fair. The big head scientist story, that joint take a little bit to digest. Come on. We can't play both sides of the fence. To be, take about spookism. Nah. Anyway, they simplified the big head scientist. It was much more than that. No, I don't. But the story that you get, it's not. We don't get the much more. We can't. Let's not justify the story that we got saying that it's bigger than that. I mean, see, this is where we make concessions. You know what? Let me tell you something. The reason why I subscribe to the Moorish Science Temple of America and the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, because I can accept it all, I can defend it all, I can rationally explain it all, and from an intellectual standpoint. You know what I mean? I can actually explain it from a from a rational standpoint. You know what I mean? But someone said, I personally believe in that's right. Absolutely. I believe in selective breeding too. Absolutely, the pioneer. But the big head scientist story, Yakub's story, is a bit spooky. Come on. It's a bit spooky. The mothership hovering over, and I mean, that's cool if you want to believe in that, but come on. Farrakhan said that that Elijah wasn't dead. He's in the mother plane. Come on. Let's keep it a buck now. I ain't trying to knock my brother's belief. Not on this show, but let's keep it a buck. I mean, y'all remember when Farrakhan said Elijah Muhammad and Master Farrar Muhammad was in the mother plane looking down, and they took him up in there? Y'all remember that? Let me stop. Y'all remember that? They gonna be, see, y'all gonna get people mad at me. See, this is why I don't like to talk to y'all Morse World TV subscribers, man. Y'all get people mad at me, man. Y'all get people mad at me, man. For real. Y'all want the NOI mad at me, man. I know what y'all try to do. Try to set me up. Just like y'all got Delta mad at me. Listen, one thing about Morris Science, I invite anybody here to challenge me on any of it. And I guarantee you I'll make sense where even the average person that don't even know nothing about Morris Science can understand the practical application of the Morris Science that I subscribe to. I ain't no cuckoo quack. I ain't no cuckoo quack. I don't do none of that kooky quacky stuff. And all that stuff you hear on the internet about the Morris Science Temple of America, half of that stuff is made up. It's not even relative to the Morris Science Temple of America. You know what I mean? It's not even relative to the Morris Science Temple. All that stuff you hear about, this is Alma Rock. Okay, Alma Rock. Okay. This is a banner. This is the United States flag. I mean, they be coming up with all sorts of stuff. I mean, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he went to what's that one they say? He went to the pyramids and he got lost in the pyramids and found his way out. That's how he became a prophet. Like, good goodness gracious. All that stuff is made up. That you got the right to travel. Yeah, you got the right to travel. They got the right to lock your behind up too. That's right. Go ahead out there, travel. They be using the law from the 1800s when somebody was riding a horse and buggy, a slave. He needed to get a note. He needed to get a note so he could travel around. And so he had the right to travel with the note. And he had a permission slip, like a child going to the office. So now today, these fake little Moors be like, I don't need a driver's license. I got a right to travel because the law said that law was in the 1800s about a horse and buggy and a slave. Stop being a slave. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I got a right to travel. Okay. They got a right to bust your window out and drag you up out that demonstration too. Matter of fact, you ain't even got enough unity to flex your right to travel muscle. Get out of here. That's right. But anyway, salute to all the family. And family, on Saturday, family, 9 p.m. Michael Connor, I hope I see you in the building. 9 p.m., 9 o'clock. We're going to have a Zoom meeting. Everybody is going to get an email. Whoever filled out the slip to be a part of the alliance, you will be getting an email. If you are interested in being a part of the alliance, right below, you can sign up and we're going to have our first initial meeting. But it is what it is. And anybody who doubt anything I say, I invite you to come on the channel. We can take 15, 20 minutes and I'll dispel all your misinformation. Look, make your own license and registration place and you'll be fine. All right, not Bluegrass Nomad. You make yours. You know what I'm gonna go ahead? I'm gonna go and get mine from the DMV. Cause while I got my baby in the car, I know what these people got potentially doing. I'm good. I mean, now let me see this. What about the vaccine vid? Family, I pushed it to Thursday. I had to push it to Thursday because this was a pressing event and we're going to talk about the vaccine. I hope y'all here because I got some crazy footage. I got some crazy footage. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, but y'all want to give the right to travel, not bluegrass. I'm going to go straight to the DMV. I'm going to pay that little $25. Let me tell you something. You pay $25 and whatever it takes for your registration of your license costs about $25, right? Let's do the math. Let's do the math real quick. It costs about in Maryland probably about $100. You know what I mean? To be up and running if you got a car. You know what I mean? With the tag and title and all that. You know what I mean? You good. And then once you set, you know what I mean? It's cheaper than that. Why in the world would I'm going to get my window bust out? I'm going to need bail money and then get my car towed. That's going to cost more than the DMV. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. I'm going to the DMV. I ain't got time to play with y'all. But the question is, are you going to take the vaccine? They coming. With that being said, peace and love. Peace and love. I want to be your friend. Delta. Man, that was a tough interview. Peace and love, family.